In a world permeated with barbecue websites under the control of tyrannical administrators, there was one man, a one-man army. He broke all the rules. He allowed his members to speak out, give their opinions, and make the website what it is today. Get ready for Greg Rempe and the Barbecue Central Show on BBS Talk Radio.
Live from Cleveland, Ohio, it's the Barbecue Central Show on BBS Talk Radio.
It's the Barbecue Central Show on BBS Talk Radio. I'm Greg Rempe. What's up? Happy to have you aboard tonight. Got a great show lined up for you. So let me go ahead and give you your contact info. If you don't need any setup, you already know what you want to talk about tonight. Let me give you the numbers to do that. Phone call 216-220-0966. Or you can email me at bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. That's the way to get a hold of me if you're so inclined. Maybe you've been bumping around the Barbecue Central forum, the website, thebbqcentral.com or thebarbecuecentral.com. That's the website you want to go to in between shows to go ahead and continue with the barbecue knowledge, the grilling knowledge that is spread, and that's the way we do it. Also, bbq-4-u.com as well. One of three, all of three, however you want to do it. Visit the website to keep up to date in between shows. You can also circle back to bbstalkradio.com, click on the Barbecue Central badge, and go back and hear all of the archived shows. Here's how the show is going to lay out tonight. Segment one, we'll be having an interview, kind of going off the beaten path, if you will, not barbecue. We're going to be talking a little bit of horse racing for the first segment with my expert degenerate gambler buddy, Harry DeHorse, and he'll be calling in from a random OTB vestibule area. We'll be talking about the Triple Crown. We'll be talking about Big Brown just for a handful of minutes. Second segment, I'll have an interview with Kevin Bevington from HomeBarbecue.com. He's also the president of the Florida Barbecue Association. Segment three, depending on how segment two interview goes, we'll either have a holdover with Kevin Bevington to finish up some of his stuff that we're talking about. He's got a line of DVDs that he's looking to promote that he has on pre-sale right now for the Backyard Barbecuer and the Backyard Griller. And we'll also talk to him about some competition things that he gets involved with. He is a competitor in both the Florida Barbecue Association, which he is the president of, and he also does Kansas City Barbecue Society, so we'll be talking to him about various topics concerned with barbecue. So that's how the show is going to be going. Again, 216-220-0966 or bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. As promised, joining me from some type of off-track betting location is Harry DeHorse. Harry, thanks for joining me tonight. How are you?
Pretty good, Greg. How's it going tonight?
Not bad. Harry, I know very hard to track you down today, so I appreciate you being able to come on and talk to me about horse racing.
No, that's all right. I have to apologize for my voice a little bit. We had a long night last night, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, sound good. What degenerate OTB place are you at tonight?
We're down here right outside of Westchester in New York.
Very nice.
It's a lovely place. They have the barbecue the buffet.
Oh, yeah, is that right?
I guess that fits in there.
All right, so we're kind of breaking tradition here from the show. We're getting into a little bit of horse racing. I'm a horse racing fan. Obviously, Big Brown has a chance to dry up a 30-year streak before the last Triple Crown winner has been crowned, that being affirmed.
Yeah.
One going away at the Kentucky Derby, hardly broke a sweat at the Preakness a week and a half ago, but a new development. He has a chip in the hoof now a week and a half before the last leg. What can you tell us about the injury and how that could affect his chances of winning?
Well, let me tell you something, Greg. This whole thing with the crack in Big Brown's foot, his hoof, that's not a big deal. You know, this guy has had problems with his feet since from the beginning. This is a minor infirmity. It's come up kind of between this moment in time and the Preakness, but it's not a bad deal. Ian McLaren is probably the biggest foot specialist in the business, and he's taking care of Big Brown. I noticed today Dutro had him out on the track here. A bunch of us were over at Elmont earlier, and we saw, you know, from the clockers, we saw that the horse went out and did a bit of a jog for about 1.25 miles today. He looked pretty good. Came back to the barn. His foot was completely cold, as they say in the business. So I don't think we got a problem. Look at it for my money, and it's my money. The last horse that could beat this horse died in 1989.
Right.
That was Secretariat.
So is this media making much ado about nothing? They find a story and they want to run with it more or less?
Well, of course, you know, it's a big deal. You know, you got the first real contender, as they say, really leading up to a Triple Crown in 30 years. And if you look back over the history of this race, you know, it's almost impossible for the thoroughbred of today to make this crossing. I mean, they start out in Kentucky, and then 2 weeks later they're running a different race at Preakness, and then 3 weeks, you know, years ago, many years ago, way before even you were born probably, the races weren't always running these schedules, and the horses got more time, you know, to recuperate. And what I get a little bit irritated at now is the fact that not only do they shorten up the course of the Triple Crown, but they bring in all these ringers at the end to try to make a spoiler for the deal. That ain't going to happen this year. They got this Japanese entry. I want to make myself. Can you hear me okay, Greg?
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
Okay, they got these people who are saying this is a Japanese horse. Let me tell you something. That's bullshit. That horse was purchased in Kentucky, was shipped to Japan, and is being trained by a very, very qualified, an excellent trainer, by the way. And but the horse is an American horse. He just so happens to be living temporarily in Japan.
So this horse, this Japanese horse, as they're terming, is he strictly 1.5 miles?
He's Casino Drive is the horse he's naming it, and he's been bred to go the distance. But I mean, if you watch the Kentucky Derby, if you watch the Preakness, you could tell. Big Brown, I mean, this horse could run from here, if you'll pardon the expression, he could run from here to New Jersey. This horse is not going to be a problem. And I'd like to point out as well, Greg, that the last time Casino Drive won a race was the Peter Pan early in May here in New York. And who do you think was riding that horse that day?
Kent Desormeaux.
None other than Mr. Kent Desormeaux.
I love him.
Well, I don't know. A lot of people, they think he's a bit of an asshole. But
let me tell you something.
Tell you what.
That guy never said hi to me. I said hi to him in Saratoga, where the jockeys actually walk right past the crowd, as you well know, I'm sure.
I've been there many times.
I said hi, and he looked right at me, and he stoned me right there. Right then, he joined the ranks with Jack Nicklaus, and that's another story for another day.
Okay, well, I don't know anything about that, but I'll tell you one thing. These jockeys, they're all intense, you know, and they want to get to business when they're heading to going to the paddock. But anyway, Kent is not going to be able, obviously, to ride on that Casino Drive that day because he's going to be riding on the winner that day. That's going to be your Big Brown. I'm telling you, Kent knows a little bit about both those horses. I think he's very confident. And, you know, for me, you know, you look at the card, I was able to pull together some information for you. You know, at the big race on Saturday, there's only going to be like 3 horses that have even seen Big Brown. In the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness. You know, you got your Dennis of Cork, and then you got your Ichabod Crane, and then your Macho again. Yeah, I tell you, these horses did very well. They did very well in the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness. But, you know, they're going to be sniffing Big Brown's hind end on this one. And it's just the way of it. Interesting, though, Greg. If you want to look at some of the in-depth kind of stuff, go a little deeper in the fact, 4 of the horses, actually, at this point in time, don't even have riders yet. And some of the biggest riders in the country are waiting to get mounts, like Calvin Burrell, Lee Barcola, you got your Corey Nakatomi, your Mike Smith, Richard Migliori, an old friend of my wife's, for many years. They don't have rides yet. So there's a lot to be developed here over the next 10 days.
Just with a few minutes that we have left.
Can you hear me okay, Greg?
Yeah, Harry, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, okay.
I've always been fascinated with the Triple Crown, thus having never seen one that I can remember actually transpiring. The first two legs, it always seems like there's a definitive favorite over the last handful of years. A horse has won 2 of the 3, ultimately trumped at the bull ring. In your expert opinion, what is it about the bull ring that separates the men from the boys?
That's a good question. And there's a lot of answers for that. If you look back, for example, you take the last several meetings. I mean, you get your Smarty Jones, that young fellow from up there in New York, the funny side. They bring these horses after they run 2 good races. They bring them to Belmont. You got different interests, if you will, and I would leave it at that, from the Middle Eastern area, who bring in some of these ringers who have been bred to go to distance, and they act as spoilers. The other thing is, I think that it's just a little bit it's just a little bit of a stretch for horses these days, the way they're bred, to make that whole 5-week adventure, turn out to be something that they can accomplish. It's really tough. I mean, there's been some great horses that have gone, all the way and been disappointed in the end by great horses, by the way. You talk to your Fleet Alex, your Birdstone, you got your Empire Maker, the Sarava, the Point Given, even as far up as the Lemon Drop Kid. I mean, they bring some beauties in here for this race, Craig, and that's why you're going to see a big race there on the 7th.
So, in your professional opinion, give us your prediction on who wins a week and a half.
A week and a half from now, Big Brown will win this thing by the largest margin since Secretariat. You can take that one to the bank. I mean, I'm a big Seattle slew. I was a big Affirmed guy. But I'll tell you this horse is the biggest horse I've seen since Big Red. He wins this one by at least a dozen.
What's your... Do you think this horse will be bet down? Will he be a heavy favorite?
Oh, it's got to be ridiculous. There'll be so much money on this horse, you won't even be able to count it. There are going to be a lot of people that will try to put these two together, this horse, Casino Drive, and Big Brown, and put them in an exacta. They'll pay $2, they'll get $2.20. There'll be some value in this race. I'm not ready to handicap it tonight because there's just too much to do between now and then, and I got to see what the conditions will be. But, I think if you go deep enough in this one, you could probably make a buck, but your Big Brown's got to be on top there, no question.
Harry, always appreciate the insight, and maybe when race day gets closer, we have you back on to handicap it down so we can all make a buck. I have a feeling a wheel might be involved, but nevertheless, I appreciate you coming on tonight, pulling away from the OTB windows, and sharing your insight about horse racing. Thanks very much.
You got it, Greg. Thanks for the opportunity.
Harry DeHorse. If you need them. For all you degenerate gamblers, we get back to barbecue when we return to the Barbecue Central show with Kevin Bemington from homebarbecue.com. Stand by.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central show on BBS Talk Radio.
Hey, smell my pits. Yeah, come on, smell my pits. You know why they smell so good? Because I use D-Dog's barbecue rubs in my barbecue pits. D-Dog's award-winning championship rubs are available online at ddogsbbq.com. Try the original, the apple, or the maple. But there's more. D-Dog's now has sauces. D-Dog's Barbecue is now proud to offer cranberry chipotle sauce, D-Dog's chicken wing sauce, and steak sauce too. And you can get them online at ddogsbbq.com. Keep checking back because D-Dogs is always bringing in new products with new sauces and new rubs coming soon. D-Dog's Barbecue Rubs and Sauces, championship award-winning. Shop online at ddogsbbq.com. That's ddogsbbq.com.
The Big Green Egg is the most unique barbecue and grilling product on the market, with its unmatched capabilities and flexibility that surpass all other conventional cookers combined. It's a smoker, a grill, and an oven. You can literally cook any food on it year-round, from appetizers to entrees to desserts. The Big Green Egg lights fast, and it's ready to cook on within 10 minutes, and no need for that yucky lighter fluid. The ceramic walls retain heat with an accurate temperature control, so there are no hot spots. And since the top is down while you're cooking, there are no grease flare-ups. Its handsome, unique, and decorative design produces the juiciest and most succulent food you'll ever taste. And don't forget about the world-class customer service and the lifetime warranty that goes along with every unit. You can find out more about the Big Green Egg by visiting their website at biggreenegg.com. That's biggreenegg.com. The Big Green Egg, the most versatile and unique barbecue and grilling product on the market.
Barbecue has never been easier with the Barbecue Guru. The Barbecue Guru is a temperature control and monitor for all pits, charcoal, wood, electric, your pit. It easily attaches to any smoker or pit and gives you simple, trouble-free control of your temperatures, so you can make championship quality barbecue every time and all the time. And it's location-free. Take it anywhere. This amazing breakthrough in barbecue technology is a microprocessor-controlled draft system that uses temperature monitors and a small fan to keep your temperatures constant. The stainless steel Guru Pit Minder gives you a choice of controls from 90 to 370 degrees. So cold smoking, pepper drying, making cheese or jerky, or fabulous briskets and ribs is nothing short of effortless. The Procom 4 lets you monitor your pit from up to 600 feet away. And there's more. Check out the full line of products and accessories for the future of barbecue with new items on the way. Visit thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Hey, this is Helen Paradise from SoCal, and you are listening to the Barbecue Central Show.
Now, back to the Barbecue Central Show on BBS Talk Radio.
All right, welcome back. I'm Greg Rempe. This is the Barbecue Central Show on BBS Talk Radio. Thanks again to Harry DeHorse, for handicapping in the early stages. The last leg of the Triple Crown, also about what he thinks. Much ado about nothing as far as Big Brown's hoof being cracked, but we change gears and go back to what the show is all about, which is barbecue. As promised, joining me now is the pitmaster of HomeBBQ.com, also the president of Florida Barbecue Association, one of my favorite guys to talk barbecue with, Kevin Bevington. Kevin, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Yeah, thanks, Greg. Doing real good.
So we're almost to real radio now. Now we're on internet radio, so it's like live, but you can't get it in your car yet.
Okay. When are you going to fix that?
Things are in the works, believe it or not, so we'll see.
I bet they are. I don't know, Harry's going to be tough to follow here.
Yeah, he knows a lot about betting a lot of other people's money, I think.
Yeah, I wish I knew that. I always seem to bet mine, and I'm not very successful with it.
Well, it's from what I've been told, it's kind of a learned art. You gotta know a lot about it to win any type of money, and I just take what he says and bet, and sometimes I win, sometimes I don't,
Yeah. Well, I bet a lot of times on barbecue contests. That's where I bet.
Well, you're a good person to bet on, from what I know.
Well, lately it's been tough, I tell you.
One of the things we've been talking about here on the internet radio show over the last couple of weeks is the fact that fuel continues to rise at an alarming rate. Whether you're buying diesel, whether you're going gas, fuel's probably in the mid-4s at this point, maybe even higher. Gas is just at $4 now here where I am, and it varies across the country. And I've been wondering and asking people how that might affect their competition schedule. What's that doing to you this year?
Well, being down in Florida, especially in the middle part of Florida, it plays big, especially getting into the summer months. If I'm going to compete outside of, or just compete, period, I have to travel. So it plays big. I'm not going to be able to do what I've done in past years. It's that simple.
How many competitions do you think are getting paired out of the schedule versus years past?
At least, already 2 have, and at least 3 more.
Oh, so looking at maybe 5.
Yeah,
Jeez.
Probably 5, maybe 6 contests total. It's just getting real expensive, like I said, and especially where I'm at down here. When you start talking, for me to compete during the summer is to get up in the northern part of Georgia and Tennessee and Alabama, and that's a lot of miles. I mean, you're talking, anywhere from a minimum of 800 miles round trip. That's a lot of money these days.
So considering you do, majority of FBA events, do you think that your chances of getting a 6-peat and Team of the Year is kind of in jeopardy just due to the fact that you're going to be reducing the number of competitions you do this year?
Yeah, it will. I mean, I've already missed 2. I've missed Valley, Alabama and Dothan, Alabama. I just couldn't. I couldn't afford to go after I went to Barnesville and came out of there, with no prize money. It hurt, and that's just the way it goes. I mean, and then to turn around and try to travel in the next 2 events was just a little bit more than I could bite off at that point. Okay. And we're just going to do what we can. I mean, we've got a lot going on otherwise. If we're still hanging in there at the end of the year, great. If not, I'll congratulate the one that is there.
Now, would you say that you're of the majority as far as people having to eat fuel and paring down, their competition schedule, or are you in the minority still?
Well, like I said, I mean, being in Florida and we're used to traveling during the summer and doing contests during the summer, so not a lot do that from down here. I mean, just a few of us have done that, but we're all in the same boat. And I mean, normally that's when I get out and I do, some of the big KCBS events, and obviously those are going to be the ones that I'm going to need to cut off, unfortunately.
One of the things that I like to talk about, aside from the fuel, expense, which seems to be something that's really reared its head this year, is the fact that there seems to be a lot of teams that come in, whether you're KCBS, whether you're an FBA or whatever particular sanctioning body you compete in. There seems to be a lot of teams that come in initially. They might give it a go for a number of weeks or maybe for a season or 2, ultimately cycle out, where more teams come in and cycle out versus actually stay in and become competitive. My thought is because, there's quite a large expense up front to get in, and if you're not winning any type of money to keep you motivated, teams will just cycle back out. Do you think that there's something that could be put in place to prohibit that, or what are your thoughts on that?
Well, yes. I mean, obviously, obviously, money induced by sponsors obviously, helps fix those kind of things, and to where you're spending or you're spreading the money out, the prize money out to more contestants in terms of, how far down you pay in categories, how far down you pay overall. That's going to have to be done, especially with, fuel being the way it is. I mean, who knows where this is going to stop at? I mean, it's a supply and demand issue, and right now the demand far outweighs the supply. Who knows where it's going to stop? So it's not something that's going to go away. And, fortunately for a lot of these contests right now, a lot more local folks are stepping into the picture and still, filling in the contests. But, and we, hope that continues. But, the contests like to see the big name teams come in and compete. And, the new team traveling is not gonna happen much, unless they can start pulling out, money right away.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. I mean, they're going to compete. The few contests that are close enough to them, that they can get to, reasonably inexpensively, and that's most likely going to be it.
One of the, more or less the main reason we're having you on tonight is because you're kind of promoting a new line of barbecue and grilling DVDs that you have coming out here soon. What and it's geared more to the backyard chef versus the competition guys. What and ladies? What inspired you to take on this project?
Well, it's something that I think was needed. I mean, and obviously I have other products that appeal to more than just the competitor, and I wanted to come out with something that teaches the normal person in the backyard. As you know, I've done classes for the competitor, but I really want to focus in and really help the backyard barbecue person, help them become king in their backyard.
So as we section off the two videos, we'll start with the grill side. Which grills do you actually demo during your videos? Which ones are you using?
Well, we use we use a couple charcoal grills, and mainly the charcoal grill we use is a Weber Ranch.
Big
very
boy.
Nice. I wish I had one of those in my backyard.
Yeah, you and everybody else.
But that's mostly as far as charcoal. Excuse me, is what I used, and we had a nice gas grill that we used as well. Can't remember the brand on that. I'll have to go back and look. But it was an older gas grill, and but a nice stainless steel. But it was nice, really nice grill. So we did a lot of recipes on both of those. On the grilling segment, I got a lot of stuff on the grilling side.
What's the most common mistake that you think a lot of backyard novices and intermediates make when they're grilling?
Well, they try to cook everything directly over flame, and very few things they actually cook are going to spend the entire time over flame. I mean, the majority are going to be, a small amount, as far as a direct sear, and everything else is going to be indirect. And a lot of what we cook is on the grilling side is going to be indirect, either entirely indirect or over the flame for a short period of time and then indirect. I think that's probably the biggest problem that people have. I mean, especially something like chicken. I mean, they'll throw that over the flame, put some barbecue sauce on it, and they've got something black that comes out.
Right.
And there's actually, a way to cook chicken on a grill, and obviously now chicken's something that we go over there. But there's a lot of stuff. But I think that's the biggest mistake that most people make on a grill. Period is they tend to grill everything direct. Do
you think it would be wise of somebody beginning getting into grill to start with a gas grill first, and then graduate to a live fire like charcoal?
Well, I mean, a lot has to do with what's convenient to you. I mean, I know me personally, I cook more on a gas grill than I do on anything, and that's just purely the convenience of it and the fact that I can turn it on and have it hot in a short period of time. And I would say probably 4 out of 7 meals a week are cooked on a gas grill. Now, I like to cook on a charcoal grill as well, but a lot has to do with convenience, and I think it's the same way with anybody. Obviously, it takes more know-how to use the charcoal grill, and that's everything that goes along with it. I mean, it's not just turning the gas on, pushing the button, and you're on your way. Like with the gas grill. So from that standpoint, obviously, a gas grill will get that new person on their way definitely quicker.
Do you prefer taste of the charcoal grill over the gas grill, or do you find a difference?
Sure, I do. But again. With grilling, convenience has a lot to do with what somebody uses. If I have time, I certainly much prefer the flavor that comes off of a charcoal grill, especially for specific things.
Kevin Bevington is our guest. We're talking about the grilling and the barbecue DVDs that he has available for pre-sale. We'll find out how you can get those. We'll also talk about the barbecue side of things when we get back from the break. Hang with us. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show on BBS Talk Radio.
The Big Green Egg is the most unique barbecue and grilling product on the market, with its unmatched capabilities and flexibility that surpass all other conventional cookers combined. It's a smoker, a grill, and an oven. You can literally cook any food on it year-round, from appetizers to entrees to desserts. The Big Green Egg lights fast, and it's ready to cook on within 10 minutes, and no need for that yucky lighter fluid. The ceramic walls retain heat with an accurate temperature control, so there are no hot spots. And since the top is down while you're cooking, there are no grease flare-ups. Its handsome, unique, and decorative design produces the juiciest and most succulent food you'll ever taste. And don't forget about the world-class customer service and the lifetime warranty that goes along with every unit. You can find out more about the Big Green Egg by visiting their website at biggreenegg.com. That's biggreenegg.com. The Big Green Egg, the most versatile and unique barbecue and grilling product on the market.
Hey, smell my pits. Yeah, come on, smell my pits. You know why they smell so good? Because I use D-Dog's barbecue rubs in my barbecue pits. D-Dog's award-winning championship rubs are available online at ddogsbbq.com. Try the original, the apple, or the maple. But there's more. D-Dog's now has sauces. D-Dog's Barbecue is now proud to offer cranberry chipotle sauce, D-Dog's chicken wing sauce, and steak sauce too. And you can get them online at ddogsbbq.com. Keep checking back because D-Dogs is always bringing in new products with new sauces and new rubs coming soon. D-Dogs Barbecue Rubs and Sauces, championship award-winning. Shop online at ddogsbbq.com. That's ddogsbbq.com. The future of barbecue is already here at thebarbecueguru.com. From the amazing guru that monitors and controls the temperatures of any charcoal, wood, or electric pit to the Caldera Tallboy knockdown smoker. Yes, it breaks down and stores flat, yet it's still a robust, sturdy, portable cooker and smokehouse. It also serves as an efficient temperature-controlled convection oven using wood or charcoal. The Tallboy is designed to fit all catering pans and can be used as a warming oven. You can cook in any style you choose. Make ribs, chicken, jerky, vegetables, smoked cheese, whatever you want. Take it to KCBS competitions and unload it from the trunk of your car. TheBarbecueGuru.com is where you'll find the Caldera 3-Bay Caterer. It's stainless steel and uses charcoal or sterno for chafing purposes. And it doubles as a 3-bay sink or wash station with hot water and knocks down in seconds with no tools required for transportation and storage. The future of barbecue is here at thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
This is Jim Minion from Two Loose Screws. I'm listening to Barbecue Central.
Get on the phone and in the smoke. 216-220-0966. BBS Talk Radio.
Welcome back. Greg Rempe, Barbecue Central Show here on BBS Talk Radio. And we continue our conversation with HomeBBQ.com pitmaster Kevin Bevington. Kevin, the second side of the DVD collection that you're putting out is for the backyard barbecuer. Similar question to the last one. What smokers do you demo on this particular DVD?
Well, we use a small offset cooker, and the particular one we use in this one is a Stumps. It's a real nice little offset that's in that, and we also use the WSM, which is probably one of the more popular smokers that people have.
I have a pair myself. Pair of Weber Smoky Mountains, I mean.
Okay, but that's what we use in it, and I think that one came off pretty well. I mean, you previewed these things, Greg. I mean, give your honest opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're looking at, withholding anything that you've seen on television before, you have a guy in yourself who is obviously winning on the circuit, but then has broken it down to just, and I'm not a competitor. I do it in the backyard because that's pretty much what I like to do most of the time, and I like to try and impress my friends and family when I can. And in my opinion, these videos are going to be exactly what you need. It's almost like having a cookbook talk you through and being able to watch it. And for me, and everybody, especially guys, are very visual people and very visual animals. So not only is it good to be able to, hear what you're saying, but to be able to actually see you do it and then go out and replicate it on the particular grill or smoker that you have is really a wonderful thing for me.
Okay. Yeah, well, you hit it, on the head on how we tried to put that thing together. And, if you noticed it, at the end of each segment, we actually detail out line for line the entire process, the entire recipe.
Right.
Which I think is another thing that's important. So, yeah, somebody can watch one of those segments and then go out and try to duplicate it, and then come back and watch it again if they have to.
So, again, what do you think would be the most common mistake that the backyard barbecuer is making these days?
Well, probably something I didn't touch enough on in there or it may have gotten cut out. Probably using too much wood, especially in a small cooker. That's probably a big problem. Another thing is would probably have to be temperature, not monitoring the actual pit temperature and the actual internal meat temperatures.
Do you think it's easily remedied after watching these videos?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Definitely. I go through it, and I tell you exactly where that finish temp should be, and I give you the exact process actually, on going all the way through.
What are your favorite grilling and barbecue recipes that you share? Your personal favorites.
My personal favorites. Well, on the grilling one would have to be the stuffed flank steak. And that would I don't know if you saw that segment, but
yeah, I remember us talking about that in a previous podcast, and then when you sent me the link to watch the videos, that's the first thing I pulled up. It sounded so good when you were describing it. To actually see it made me want to go out and actually buy a flank steak and try it right out. It was very good.
Yeah, there's a lot to that, but the it's actually not that hard. But the actual flavor profile there is killer. The whole thing comes out really great. It's a really nice one to do on the barbecue. I don't know. I think, I think probably one of the better segments. Just to sit back and look at would have to be the butt, cooking the pork butt. As far as actually going through and from beginning to end, that's probably one of the better ones. I tell you, going through and trying to fit everything on these DVDs was a challenge, and there's a full 2 hours of content on each one, and what Rennie had to really do is he had to really go through these things and had to really kind of filter out, had to be picky and try to filter out things, try to cut down time, because we didn't want to lose actual content in terms of what we were cooking. So
right,
they're jam packed with stuff. I think they'll be accepted real well. I think it's something that's needed, something that's not out there yet, and hopefully they'll do well.
Yeah, well, I think my biggest positive comment about these DVDs, and I think everybody that knows me knows that I'm not a kiss ass, and I like you, and I like the fact that we can sit down and talk barbecue. You're pretty accessible. You're very successful on the circuit. So, but the fact that you could go out and buy the Steven Raichlen DVDs and whoever else out there. But the fact that you're getting somebody that is, and you're successful on both the KCBS and the FBA circuit, so it's not like, you're just marginalized to one or the other sanctioning body. And you do very well in both, obviously. But on a lot of the prepackaged or the TV DVDs, you don't really get to see a lot. I mean, it's all jammed into a half-an-hour show, and where the process itself takes a number of hours, you're only getting to see him throw in, these measured out bottles of this and this kind of a rub, and it's very briefly explained, where you're really go in depth, and it's not killing you with information. It's giving you everything you need, and it's a great broad spectrum watch, and really that's what I appreciate about the DVDs that you have out there. And I agree, there's really nothing out there right now that is actually showing in depth what you're doing. So I think that was a good job on your part.
Well, I appreciate it. And, some kudos goes to Rennie as well. And we'll see how we go with it. And I appreciate you bringing me on here to talk about it.
Where can people go to order these things?
They can go to my website, obviously, homebbq.com. Through there, they can get to my shopping site or go directly to my shopping site, which is shop.homebbq.com. And they can order the pre-release there. We expected to have these released back in February. We're quite a ways off, obviously. But a little bit. There was obviously a lot more to it than we anticipated, and we're working to get those things out as quickly as we can. So,
do you have any potential release date that you can mark out at this point?
Yeah, I right now, I would have to say, obviously on the outside, we're at least have to target for a July 1st release. Hopefully before that.
Is there going to be any other place that you're going to be able to sell these, or is it only going to be exclusively on your homebbq.com website?
Yeah, there's actually I can't mention the who at this point, but yes, there's distribution that has been lined up, and hopefully everything works out to where that goes through, and you'll be able to buy it in all your major retailers, from FYE and of course Amazon and Barnes and Noble and wherever DVDs are sold. Hopefully you'll be able to buy this.
Cool. So there's some weight behind this to actually get it pressed out. So if anybody was going to be down in the Florida region this coming weekend, are you going to be cooking anywhere where people might be able to stop out and say hi?
Yes, we'll be at a contest in Tavares, Florida. And you can find out more information on that contest at the Florida Barbecue Association website. And that's www.flbbq.org. And then go to the contest link and look up the Tavares. That's in Lake County, Florida. If you're in that area, come by and see us. That contest is happening this weekend.
I know you're also the president of Florida Barbecue Association, and that's potentially another interview that we can do because we're kind of running out of time at this point. But is there anything going on within the FBA that you would like to promote or talk about at this point?
Well, the one thing that is definitely seriously underway, has been underway all year, and has been just extremely well accepted, and has really helped fill up some contests and really starting to heat up as our Triple Crown. That's everything's building up to the championship event in Perry, Florida in December. The Florida qualifiers are done, and so we have our top teams that have qualified in the Florida qualifiers. 2 out of the 3 are done in Georgia. 2 out of the 3 are done in Alabama. So we have one contest in each one of those states that'll determine the qualifiers for each one of those states on the teams that'll be representing Georgia and Alabama in the championship in Perry, Florida. So this program has been a huge success, and obviously something that we're going to carry on.
Kevin Bevington is the pit master for HomeBBQ.com, the Florida Barbecue Association president, and soon to be a DVD pioneer and tycoon. No doubt, as the success in this, I'm sure, will be excellent. Kevin, thanks for taking the time out to talk to me tonight, and continued success.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks for having me back.
My pleasure. Take care.
You too.
Kevin Bevington talking to me tonight about the Florida Barbecue Association and, more importantly, the line of DVDs that he has coming out. And as he did say, I didn't know if I was allowed to say that I was able to preview these particular DVDs, but I did, and I'm frugal with my money, and if I was asked if I would recommend these for people to purchase, I would say absolutely yes. And again, I'm not saying that because I know Kevin, from past interviews or anything like that. I do think they are that good. So I will recommend them for purchase, and when we have a release date, I will be sure to pass along that information to you as well. And I think that's going to do it for the show tonight. So I want to thank my guest, Harry DeHorse, calling from a random OTB vestibule in Westchester, I believe he said. Also, thanks to Kevin Bevington of HomeBBQ.com. You can go ahead and pre-order his DVDs for the Backyard Barbecue and Griller at HomeBBQ.com. Thanks for the emailers. Oh, there wasn't any. Thanks for nothing. Next week, chasing a potentially huge big-name guest, big in stature too, NBA legend Daryl Dawkins. I've had a number of competitors that took place or that competed on the Barbecue Challenge series. It was on the Versus Network about a year and a half ago, and talked with participants, and I remembered that Daryl was a judge. So I'm in contact with his representative, so we hope to have him booked up for next week. We talk about how it was to be a judge on the Barbecue Challenge series, so look forward to that. Thanks to the Barbecue Central crew. My sound engineer, Sam Hassing, running the sound in Los Angeles. Stay tuned for Broad Topics coming up after me at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Laura, Joan, Jillian, and Kelly. And don't forget to check out all the programming we have here at bbstalkradio.com. There is definitely something for everybody. We'll see you back here next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Barbecue Central Show. This is your program host, Greg Rempe. Good night now.
Barbecue has never been easier with the Barbecue Guru. The Barbecue Guru is a temperature control and monitor for all pits, charcoal, wood, electric, your pit. It easily attaches to any smoker or pit and gives you simple, trouble-free control of your temperatures so you can make championship quality barbecue every time and all the time. And it's location-free. Take it anywhere. This amazing breakthrough in barbecue technology is a microprocessor controlled draft system that uses temperature monitors and a small fan to keep your temperatures constant. The stainless steel Guru Pit Minder gives you a choice of controls from 90 to 370 degrees. So cold smoking, pepper drying, making cheese or jerky, or fabulous briskets and ribs is nothing short of effortless. The Procom 4 lets you monitor your pit from up to 600 feet away. And there's more. Check out the full line of products and accessories for the future of barbecue with new items on the way. Visit thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
The Big Green Egg is the most unique barbecue and grilling product on the market, with its unmatched capabilities and flexibility that surpass all other conventional cookers combined. It's a smoker, a grill, and an oven. You can literally cook any food on it year-round, from appetizers to entrees to desserts. The Big Green Egg lights fast, and it's ready to cook on within 10 minutes, and no need for that yucky lighter fluid. The ceramic walls retain heat with an accurate temperature control, so there are no hot spots. And since the top is down while you're cooking, there are no grease flare-ups. Its handsome, unique, and decorative design produces the juiciest and most succulent food you'll ever taste. And don't forget about the world-class customer service and the lifetime warranty that goes along with every unit. You can find out more about the Big Green Egg by visiting their website at biggreenegg.com. That's biggreenegg.com. The Big Green Egg, the most versatile and unique barbecue and grilling product on the market.
Hey, smell my pits. Yeah, come on, smell my pits. You know why they smell so good? Because I use D-Dog's barbecue rubs in my barbecue pits. D-Dog's award-winning championship rubs are available online at ddogsbbq.com. Try the original, the apple, or the maple. But there's more. D-Dogs now has sauces. D-Dogs Barbecue is now proud to offer cranberry chipotle sauce, D-Dogs chicken wing sauce, and steak sauce too. And you can get them online at ddogsbarbecue.com. Keep checking back because D-Dogs is always bringing in new products with new sauces and new rubs coming soon. D-Dogs Barbecue Rubs and Sauces, championship award winning. Shop online at ddogsbbq.com. That's ddogsbbq.com.